Hello everyone. In the previous video, I had started about the earthworm, and in that I had discussed about the morphology, and then I had started with the anatomy where I had discussed about the body wall, and then also I had discussed about the digestive system of the earthworm. In this video, I am going to discuss about the circulatory system. Circulatory system in earthworm is of closed type. You remember the difference we had discussed in chapter number 4, that was the animal kingdom, where we had discussed that in case of the open circulatory system, the blood flows in between the cells and the tissues. In one way, we can say that the cells and the tissues, they are found bathing in the blood. Whereas when we talk about the closed circulatory system, because of presence of blood vessels over here, what happens? The blood does not or never goes outside the blood vessel. It has to flow in the blood vessel only. It is confined to the blood vessel only. And over here, what happens in case of earthworm? We are talking about the closed circulatory system present in the earthworm. It consists of the blood vessels, capillaries are there, and even hearts are there. But this heart is little different than what you have learnt in the previous class in case of human being. And there are some blood glands which are responsible for the production, or they produce the blood cells, and especially over here WBCs are there, and plus the hemoglobin is produced by the blood glands. Now let us see first of all the blood vessels. Now here the main blood vessels that supply the blood to different part of the body or to different organ, over here total if you see 5 are there. Let's have a look in this figure. You can see here one is dorsal vessel. On the dorsal side of the body of earthworm, dorsal vessel. Another one is ventral vessel. This is on the ventral part. And then you can see one over here, subneural vessel. Subneural vessel. This is the third one. Fourth one over here, lateral supraesophageal blood vessel. Fourth one over here is what? Supraesophageal blood vessel, which is supplied or present only from around 9th segment to 13th segment. And then fifth one is lateral esophageal vessel. So that means here what is given in the figure I am going to discuss here one by one, and what function or in which direction they carry the blood. The first one over here is the dorsal blood vessel. Now dorsal vessel over here in the figure, once again let's see what happens over here, that in the dorsal vessel the blood means it carries the blood from posterior part of the body to anterior part of the body, and that also on the dorsal side of the body. And this blood vessel has valves, so presence of valve is here. In the second one, ventral blood vessel, what happens here? This is doing the opposite, this is taking the blood in the opposite direction. Means what? It carries the blood from the anterior to posterior part or posterior end of the body. What we said here in case of, what I said here in case of dorsal blood vessel, it supplies or it carries the blood from posterior to anterior part of the body, and that also on the dorsal side of the body, or let us say dorsal side of alimentary canal. Whereas when we talk about the ventral blood vessel, it carries the blood from anterior to posterior end of the body. And here in this case there is no valves, means presence of valve is not there in case of ventral, but it is present in case of dorsal blood vessel. The third one you can see over here, subneural vessel. neural vessel. In this case, what happens? This runs from the posterior end to the 14th segment. This comes in till the 14th segment over here, till here. And then what you can see over here in the front part, anterior to 14th segment, this is lateral esophageal vessel. Means this is actually continuation, you can say, continuation of subneural vessel. Let's pay attention here. Subneural blood vessel, what it does? It runs from the posterior part of the body or posterior end of the body to 14th segment. And what is the main function it is doing here? It collects the blood from the body wall and the nerve cord and then send it to dorsal blood vessel through commissural vessels. Is it right here? What happens here? Over here, in case of what we are talking, subneural. Is it right? Subneural blood vessel, once again, it collects the blood from the body wall and from the nerve cord. And then it sends into the dorsal blood vessel here. यहाँ से collect करके ये dorsal blood vessel में यहाँ से जा रहा है. So this is commissural vessel over here. Leveling has not been given over here, but here you can see one leveling is there. Yes. Commissural vessel. And then it is over here, we are talking about what? Subneural, right? So what happens here? Once again, this is further continued, but it is now not called as subneural vessel, but it is called as lateral esophageal vessel. Let's come to the next one, lateral esophageal blood vessel. This is a paired structure. एक नहीं है मन की, क्या हुआ? दो हो जाएगा. And one lying on the ventrolateral side of alimentary canal on the right side, let us say, and one on the left side. Once again, what is that? This is present in pair. Lateral esophageal vessels are in pairs over here, and these are lying on either ventrolateral side of alimentary canal between the body wall and the alimentary canal in the first 14 segment. मैंने इससे पहले क्या बोला था? यही बोला था subneural vessel का ये continuation है. So here this is present over here, lateral esophageal blood vessel is present first of all in pair, and that also on the ventrolateral side of alimentary canal. कहाँ पर है? बॉडी वॉल और एलिमेंट्री कैनाल के बीच में. यहाँ बॉडी वॉल बाहर आ जाएगा यहाँ पे, एंड दिस इज द एलिमेंट्री कैनाल रनिंग फ्रॉम द एंटीरियर एंड, दैट इज फर्स्ट सेगमेंट, लेट अस से, टू द लास्ट सेगमेंट, दैट इज द एलिमेंट्री कैनाल. एंड but this vessel what we are talking, lateral esophageal vessel, is present only in the first 14 segment. It is the continuation of subneural vessel in the 14th segment. ये 14 segment तक क्या है? Subneural vessel is present. और फिर उसके आगे का पार्ट है, 14 segment के आगे के पार्ट में what is present here? Lateral esophageal blood vessel is present. Coming to the last one, supraesophageal blood vessel. This is the fifth one. Supraesophageal blood vessel. You can find over here supraesophageal blood vessel. It is located between 9th and 13th segment. This is a single vessel. एक ही है, ये पेयर में नहीं है. And that also on the dorsal side of this is alimentary canal. So on the dorsal side of alimentary canal, running between the 9th and 13th segment is located the supraesophageal blood vessel. Now, it receives, what it does, it receives the blood from lateral esophageal blood vessel. Lateral esophageal blood vessel ये यहाँ पर है, तो यहाँ से वो blood receive करते हैं. It receives the blood from the lateral esophageal blood vessel through two pair of anterior loops, and then take the blood and pour into lateroesophageal hearts. Lateroesophageal heart is this one. You can see lateral esophageal heart is here. तो यहाँ से blood लिया और फिर जो है lateral heart में पोर कर दिया, यानी कि सप्लाई कर दिया. वंस अगेन, what we are talking, supraesophageal blood vessel, it is present between 9th to 13th segment on the dorsal side of alimentary canal. What it does, it receives the blood from the lateral esophageal blood vessel. Lateral esophageal blood vessel is here. तो यहाँ से क्या किया, blood receive किया. What you cannot see over here, which this is behind this alimentary canal. Alimentary canal is seen front, back side. What happens from here? It receives the blood and then it adds or pours into lateral esophageal heart, which is present in the 12th and 13th. You can see here one is there in the 12th and one is there in the 13th segment. Lateral esophageal heart you call, or lateroesophageal heart. They are the same thing. So that was about 5 different blood vessels. Coming to capillaries, you understand capillaries. They are having one cell thickness, and so as a result of that, the substances that are transported or carried into the blood that can easily diffuse, and as a result of that, so what happens here, that can easily diffuse out of the capillaries. Coming to the heart over here. If you have noted down in the figure here, there are 4 hearts you can see here. Actually it is in pair. One we can see here in this figure. One is on the other side of the alimentary canal. This is a 2-dimensional figure, right? And we cannot see the one which is behind the alimentary canal here. So what you can see here, lateral hearts 2 are there. It is visible in the figure in 7th and 9th segment. 7th and 9th segment, and then 2 over here are there. These are called as lateral esophageal hearts. One is located in the 12th segment and the other one is located in the 13th segment. So that means we can say over here that there are 4 pair of hearts. 4 pair of क्या है, lateral hearts are there. थोड़ा सा नाम में डिफरेंस है. लेटरल हार्ट्स यहाँ बोल रहे हैं और यहाँ पर क्या बोल रहे हैं, लेटरल ईसोफेजियल हार्ट. देयर आर 4 पेयर ऑफ ट्यूबुलर लेटरल हार्ट्स विच आर प्रोवाइडेड विथ वेल्व्स. मतलब ये हार्ट्स में क्या चीज है, वेल्व्स आर प्रेजेंट सो दैट इट कैन कंट्रोल द बैक फ्लो. यू अंडरस्टैंड, यू हैव लर्नड इन द अर्लियर क्लास ऑल्सो. सो हियर लेटरल हार्ट के बारे में 2 पेयर मैंने बात किया. इन द फिगर ऑल्सो यू कैन कीप ऑन सीइंग हियर. 7th and 9th सेगमेंट में इनका काम क्या है, दे रिसीव द ब्लड फ्रॉम डोर्सल ब्लड वेसल एंड पोर इट इनटू द वेंट्रल ब्लड वेसल. ऊपर यहाँ पर क्या चीज़ है, ऊपर का डोर्सल ब्लड वेसल है, वहाँ से ब्लड कलेक्ट किया एंड नीचे जो है वेंट्रल ब्लड वेसल में पोर कर दिया, यानी कि पहुँचा दिया. एंड देन over here lateral esophageal hearts are there which are located again in 12th and 13th segment. Means these are also in pair. और इनका काम क्या है, they receive the blood from again over here dorsal से, यहाँ पर भी है dorsal blood vessel से उन्होंने blood collect किया and they pass it. ठीक है. Okay, one more thing, they receive from 2 vessels. One we had discussed over here also. Means they receive, both this lateral esophageal heart receive the blood from this dorsal blood vessel and then also from supraesophageal blood vessel. Here it is between 9th and 14th segment, and then the blood they transport or pour into the ventral blood vessel. Coming to the blood gland. So blood glands are over here located in the 4th, 5th and 6th segment. And इनका काम क्या है, to produce the blood cells and hemoglobin. Blood cells कैसे होंगे, mainly they are mainly phagocytic in nature. Phagocytic, you understand, whatever foreign particles or organism, microorganism let us say, they enter into the body of the earthworm, they are phagocytosed by these phagocytic cells. And then hemoglobin, this is dissolved in blood plasma. In case of human being, what happens, the hemoglobin is found in the RBC, red blood cells only. Whereas here we are talking about what? That the hemoglobin is dissolved. Hemoglobin is dissolved in the plasma, blood plasma. So that was about the circulatory system. Respiratory system is not much developed, you can say. Means what? There is no system like that. The whole body surface, or let us say the skin itself, it is the respiratory surface which keeps every time, or it remains moist. It remains moist, and just under the skin they have the supply of blood capillaries so that they can carry out the exchange of gases, exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen from the atmosphere. Once again, what is that? Respiratory system is not much developed, you can say. There is no organ, specialized organ for respiration here. The whole body surface acts as a respiratory surface through which they can carry out the exchange of gases. Coming to the next one is excretory system. You understand what is the meaning of excretory system. Whatever waste is formed in the body, that has to be discarded or removed outside the body. So over here what happens, excretory organs are there, and these are located, or they occur in each segment. Means they are arranged in segmental. Means segmentally what happened here, they are arranged as coiled tubules, and these structures are called as nephridia. ये क्या है? Plural form हो गया nephridia, but when we talk in singular form then nephridium बोलेंगे, एक को nephridium. And this occurs, what I said here, in all the segments except the first two segment. First and second segment में nephridia नहीं होते हैं, बाकी starting from third segment to the last nephridias are present. And basically there are three types of nephridias. Three types of nephridias are there which are grouped into two types. First of all, these two types of nephridias, or you can say excretion, two types of excretion over here. The two types of excretion are exonephric and enteronephric. एंटीरो को एंडो भी बोल सकते हैं. So in case of exonephric, what happens? Nephridias are there, with just now said, except from in the first two segments, nephridias are present in all other segments. So here those nephridias which open, nephridia that open onto the external body surface, external surface यानी कि skin हो गया. If it opens on the skin surface through a minute pore, and these minute pores are called as nephridiopores. So that type of excretion in which what happens, the nephridia is opening or opens outside onto the body surface is called as exonephric excretion. And the other one is called as enteronephric. Why? Because in this what happens, nephridia opens in the intestine. Nephridia opens into the intestine through the nephridiopore. Now in this case both, what happens here, in the first one, exonephric excretion is composed, or it is made up of only one type of nephridia which are called as integumentary, nephridia. Now this is located, or this is attached to the lining of the body wall. बॉडी वॉल के साथ जो है ये नेफ्रिडिया क्या है, अटैच्ड होते हैं. एंड दिस इज लोकेटेड स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम थर्ड सेगमेंट टू द लास्ट सेगमेंट. स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम थर्ड सेगमेंट टू द लास्ट they are found, and they are attached to the body wall, that is internally, not on the outside, and they open, as we said over here further earlier about exonephric, they open on the body surface, and whatever excretory material has been collected or absorbed from the body, that is discharged on the body surface. So that is exonephric excretion, which is having one kind of nephridia, that is integumentary. The second one is enteronephric excretion, in which what happens, the nephridia opens into the intestine. Here also, whatever the waste material or excretory substances are absorbed by the nephridia, it has to pour or transport into the intestine, and then through the intestine or from the intestine it is passed out of the body through the anal opening. Now here, this is composed of two types of nephridia. One is septal and the other one is pharyngeal nephridia. First of all, let's see about the septal nephridia. This is present on the both side of intersegmental septa of segment 15 to last. Means यहाँ क्या बात कर रहे हैं? This is present starting from 15th segment to the last. We are talking here about the location. Septal nephridia is located from 15th segment to the last segment, and that also where it is located, exactly on both side of intersegmental septa. दो segment का जहाँ पर septum है वहाँ पे located. Let's have a look over here. This is one segment, this is another segment. So in between यहाँ पर, तो उसके पास ये क्या चीज़ है, attached है. किसकी बात कर रहे हैं हम? Septal nephridia. And they open and discharge the excretory substance into the intestine. अपने इनके पास जो भी collection या फिर absorption किया है, that has to be removed into the intestine. The second one over here is pharyngeal nephridia. As the name suggests here, pharyngeal मतलब pharynx. This is present as a tuft. Over here in the figure, just have a look here. Tufts of pharyngeal nephridia, which is located here in 4th, 5th and 6th segment only. Only 3 segments. 4th, 5th and 6th segment में क्या चीज़ है, 3 paired tufts of nephridias are located, and here these also opens into the intestine. Whatever they absorb, whatever excretory substance they collect from the body, they pour it into the intestine, and from the intestine it is going to go into the end part of the intestine, the rectum, and then pass out of the body along with the fecal discharge और fecal material, feces के साथ में वो बॉडी के बाहर चला जाता है. कमिंग टू नेफ्रिडिया हियर, कि नेफ्रिडिया का 3 टाइप के नेफ्रिडिया अभी बात किया हमने. क्या क्या? इंटेगुमेंट्री, सेप्टल एंड pharyngeal nephridia. Basically their structure is similar to each other. The basic structure is similar to each other. They are not much different from one another, and their main work is what? To regulate the volume and the composition of the body fluid. Whatever body fluid is present, that volume has to be regulated, and उसमें जो कुछ भी extra है, it is not needed for the body, that is removed outside the body with the help of this nephridia. You can see in this figure, last figure over here, this is septal nephridia, which has been shown over here as to how it is arranged. How it is arranged over here in relation to intestine. Intestine is passing over here. This is the central part here, larger one. And on dorsal side of the intestine is present over here supraintestinal excretory duct. And just above that you can see the dorsal blood vessel. And उसके just नीचे आ जाओ, यहाँ पे देखो ventral blood vessel. और ventral और dorsal के बीच में ये क्या आ रहा है? Intestine is coming. So to the intestine are connected this main, you can say, tube, which collects the waste that is being absorbed by this septal nephridia, and then that is sent into the intestine over here. First of all, it comes into the supraintestinal excretory duct, and from there it is passed into this intestine, and from the intestine it moves towards the rectum, and then finally it is removed outside the body of the earthworm. अब एक बात और जरा समझना है, ये जो स्ट्रक्चर इफ यू सी ओवर हियर वेरी केयरफुली इन दिस फिगर, there is a structure over here that is called as nephrostome, and then this is passing, it is highly coiled structure and then opens outside on the skin surface or body surface. So this opening over here is called as what? Nephridiopore. This is, we are talking about the body surface here, and this nephridia which is supplied with what? Network of capillaries, where if very similar to human being, you have learnt in the last class about the structure of nephron, as to how the blood is supplied to the kidney, and from the blood the excretory material is filtered out and removed into the urine. Now over here, just pay attention here, 2 points. A nephridium starts out as a funnel, and this funnel I was showing here in the figure as what? Nephrostome here. And then that absorbs, nephrostome का काम क्या है? Absorbs or otherwise to collect the excess fluid from the coelomic chamber. Coelomic, you remember, body cavity. Coelom is body cavity. तो बॉडी कैविटी में जो भी फ्लूइड है उसमें से वेस्ट को वो क्या करना है? एक्स्ट्रा एक्सेटरी मटेरियल को वो एब्जॉर्ब करने का काम नेफ्रोस्टोम का है. एंड देन the funnel connects with a tubular part of nephridium which delivers the waste through a pore to the surface of the body wall or into the intestine. Body wall पे कौन आएगा? Only one is there, integumentary. Body wall पे है exonephric. बाकी दो septal है और pharyngeal nephridia, they open into the intestine, and that's why here at the end what I am talking about the funnel. That is, कौन सा funnel है? Nephrostome की बात कर रहे हैं. It connects with the tubular part of the nephridium, so that whatever waste has been absorbed by the nephrostome, that can be sent outside the body. One method is through the body surface, or otherwise another one by pouring the waste into the intestine. So that was about the excretory system of the earthworm. Thank you.